Hey guys, I'm Chris Schumann and you're tuned into the Pavilion Property Market Pulse. Now this is the wrap for the month of October and we're trialing and something a little bit different this time. We know that we've got a lot of people coming from Melbourne moving into the area. So we wanted to break down the suburbs so that people can get an idea on each suburb as well as the median growth and how they're tracking. So you know which suburb you're purchasing in and the value for money that you're potentially buying and what it's going to look like for an investment down the track. Now we are in the middle of November. There's 8 Saturdays left before the end of the year. So if you're looking to sell, you've essentially got 1 week left if you want to have a 4-week auction campaign, with the last Saturday being the 16th of December. So you need to be moving pretty fast. Let's move into the monthly wrap for the month of October. Looking into Colandina now, and Colandina is a really exciting area. We're seeing a lot of growth, as you can see in the graph. Currently you're sitting with a median around the 550 mark. We're seeing a lot of young families move into this area. They're renovating the homes and that's adding a lot of value to those homes, which means that quite simply the area is going up naturally. Being within walking distance to the beach, and of course you've got the shops down on Shell Road at the end of Sunset Strip. It makes it a great little area to get into. Looking at Surfside now, for the last year, it looks almost as if the last 6 months we've seen a decrease. Now interestingly enough, it looks like there's not been too many sales, as you can see from the bar graphs there. So that will have an effect on the data, which is really why we're seeing the prices move down. I don't believe the prices are moving down in Surfside. You can see that in that area prices are sort of sitting around the 700,000 for the median, and like I said earlier, there are limited sales, which is why we're seeing that limited growth. But you can definitely see in March there was substantial growth with substantial sales, which is a really interesting point. If you're looking to sell, potentially there's more properties on the market March, April, May, or more selling at least, and we have seen an increase. Quite often when there's more properties on the market, there's more competition, which means that prices do decrease. So it's really interesting to see that difference there. Now in Old Ocean Grove, it's an interesting area. What we're seeing is a lot of buyers are making a decision to purchase in Kingston, where they can buy something new, or buy in Surfside or Colandina, where they can buy something a little bit closer to the beach. The frame of some buyers thinking is that if they're going to purchase in an Old Ocean Grove at the back end rather than the beachfront, where you've got sort of $1 million suburbs, is that they're going to have to jump in the car if they want to get down to the beach. It still has the schools, which is a big draw card for a lot of buyers. We have seen on the map there that it looks almost that prices are slowly heading down. I'd say prices have more plateaued in Old Ocean Grove. Moving into Blue Waters, and we can see that there is a slow tangent upwards with the growth. So there's few properties that do come up in Blue Waters, which you can see from the bar graph there, and it is representing that the median growth is sitting around that sort of mid-7 mark. Now we recently sold number 9 Bell Street, and this just goes to show that there is high demand for properties in that area. It sold after the first open for inspection. We had the price indication at 720 to 790,000. It ended up selling for 780,000. So that really does represent what's happening in Blue Waters. When properties do come up, they do sell, and they're quite often selling over 7 and below 8, but there's certainly properties that are reaching that $1 million level in there as well. Now we've broken up Old Ocean Grove and Old Ocean Grove beachfront. The main reason for this is that the beachfront homes are often selling around that $1 million mark. And you can see that there's a real fluctuation in the property graph here, with the property sort of sitting around that $1 million mark in terms of the median price. But there's some higher, some lower. That's simply saying that some are selling for 2 million, some are selling for 1 million. There's not a lot of sales. Some are selling for 500, which really means that we're seeing that real fluctuation in the graph there. It's interesting here to see that when stock was when there was a lot of sales around the February and March, there were lower sale results, and when there were fewer properties on the market around sort of November and December, we saw prices go up. And moving into Barwon Heads is quickly moving into being that $1 million suburb. You can see there's a great increase in the prices, especially as of recently. Of course, that's always going to be represented by the number of properties that have sold and what they are selling for. That has a big impact on what that price is showing now. But a great area to buy in if you can find a property. There's a number of properties on the market that do look like great value at the moment. Recommend checking out 26 Mulgoa Court that we've got priced at $690 to $755. That one is looking like great value. It's really hard to find anything at that price range in that area. Thanks for tuning in to this month's market wrap. We hope that you found the information really useful. If we can be of service, we'd love to help. You can simply contact us at 1300 Pavilion. We'll see you soon.